lovely folks from the internet, and welcome back to Maple Meadows, a collaboration between Rob Earth and me that is modded. And for some reason, there's a lot of people here taking pictures of a tree. So today I don't have any speed build for you. It's just going to be a little tour and some glamour shots for you. I just didn't feel like it, and it took me a whole lot of time because I spent so much time just looking at things, staring at things. I thought, walking through here would be the perfect background for what I'm about to tell you. So, as you might know from the last episode that Rob did, that we both decided that our builds had to start coming together, blend in together. We stayed pretty much everyone in their own little corner, and we decided that it was time to change that. And Rob asked me if I would like to continue or finish the Asian section, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, let me do it, please. So I walked around here just to see what we had so far, just to have a good idea, and I went into this viewing thingy and I looked at this with the turbo sleeping, and I was like, we need something in the back behind those trees to make you want to go somewhere. It looked so empty. It felt like it needed a little backdrop, just a hint of a backdrop, as you can see. So I added it, and so this is where I'm going to take you now. And just so you know, I didn't finish the section because, as I said, it took me really long. Sometimes, things go very smoothly, like with my sauropod shelter, which didn't actually take me that long to finish. It was like, as of late, I struggle with decorating. It's like a tedious task that has to be done. Let's walk through here because it's very nice. And so establishing the base of what I want to do, of the build. There's another turbo, and it's a beautiful specimen. I think it's stuck, to be honest, but let's not, So laying down the base of my build is not the problem. But as of late, I'm struggling with decorating. So sometimes I spend 2 hours just looking at something and moving like one or two rocks, one or two trees and some lamps and stuff. Just so it feels right for me, but it's terrible to record, it's terrible to edit, so I decided to not do this. So here we go. This is where Rob ended, and I continued here. And as I said, it's not finished, and we're going to continue along this path. And this is where the fun starts. So I made this little roundabout with an old tree, but let's first go into this lovely viewing. There's no one here to see. Oh, there's the Qianzhousaurus sitting way down there. But this sort of gives you a first little glimpse of what the things are that I built. And we're going to continue along this path to have a great look. It's not finally decorated. Like this one right here, it's not decorated. I'm going to do this for my next episode. But let me show you this view. For example, you can see more of the thing that is still hidden from the trees. But we have like a lovely waterfall exhibit for Qianzhousaurus with lots of little details. I wanted to make this feel like, we're using the Torii gates, and Torii gates, as far as I know, they represent like a passage into a magical world. And so I wanted to add some magic. So I tried to turn this into some sort of like Zen garden-esque thing that has these magical properties. So I added lots of tiny little lamps that have lamps inside of them to light the scene, right? So I wanted this to feel like some sort of ancient garden situation that is taking you into another world. And one of those worlds we're about to enter. As you can see, I just made like a temple-esque, a very ancient, just let's not say ancient, let's say old traditional architectural thing. Okay, but I'm taking you into this lovely little guest section, and we're going up this slope. And here we go. Have these towers. They're just, some of them are decorative, some of them are just staff-only buildings. And of course, I went crazy with all the Japanese decorations that we have with the bamboo that I got. And by the way, if you're wondering what kinds of mods I'm using, I have now created a Google Doc that has all the mods in it. And I'm putting it in the description. It's in the description, the link to the Google Doc. And so you can just check out which mods I'm using. But this is like a tiny little guest section with some amenities, and we have bridges leading further into the park and a lovely little river leading through here that is going to end up in our cascades and waterfalls. I'm going to take us up here because it's the only path I can take. But don't worry. So here we have like some lovely seating spots, and I added to those pagodas the benches and a railing so that people wouldn't fall off, and so they could look like into the Turbo exhibit even. Sometimes you can see them. There's the one. You can see its face hanging out right there, which is kind of cool. That you still have a view into the Turbo exhibit from here. I like it. And I gave, lovely little bridge moments, another pagoda that has seating and viewing opportunities into this. And we're just like the size of a toddler in this game. This fence is a little too tall, but it's the smallest already that we have. But don't worry, we have a beautiful viewing attraction right here. This is an attraction. I don't know which mod it comes from, but maybe I can add it to the list if I can find it out. And that gives us a beautiful view down all of these cascades. And you can see there's 2 more viewing domes to visit. Yeah, it's really nice. I really like the way I use those pagodas, and I used one of the torii gates upside down to give it some wooden support beams so it can really like protrude from the rock formation and have a super unobstructed view. And with the magic of editing, we're getting off this bridge. On the other side, there's still my floating rock. I would love it if Rob turned this into a Pandoran exhibit up there in the sky. Yeah, but still, let me show you this view. This one is better because it has a lower fence. I don't know how it works, but you can see the Qianzhous, a few of the little lanterns I put everywhere. This is the wooden support beams that I was talking about right here. And this is the view into this valley that I created. Rob had established like a mountain here, and what he said to me was, just get rid of it, please. I hate it. Just do something else. And so I decided to just make a hole instead of a mountain. So yeah, and here's a lovely little restaurant with this huge tower, that you can go up and look down into the valley. I just wanted to show you which path connects to here. It's this one. I couldn't take it. We just took this path up to the other side. And so this is the other side of the attraction bridge that that has a beautiful view. And I had a lot of space, so I added a ton of tables, and I added like a little steps to the roof of the amenities that are down here that I'm going to show you right now. So here we go. We have a toilet with don't look at it too closely. Here's a little fountain that sort of incorporates all the Chinese elements. At least I hope so. And yeah, this is yet another lovely amenity seating section, giving you a view onto the buildings where we entered. Amenities, amenities, amenities. Another bathroom situation. Beautiful. And this is the river, like going through here. I wanted it to feel cozy and cute and intricate. And so I put a lot of thought into all of the details and all of these small paths leading up and down. Okay, and so let's say we had a snack, we took a break, sat down and enjoyed the view. And so now I'm taking you out of this guest section again, and it's going to take us into yet another world, hence the Torii gates. We're entering first this little plaza in front, another seating opportunity, and I added some viewing thingies here. Just because, you know, you can already see who's in here. It's the Yuties. And I was tempted to give them like hot springs like I did for my All Biomes park, but I decided otherwise. And let me just take you into this bamboo grove that we have here that gives you a view. Oh, this is fairies in the background. That is cool. That just give you it. I feel like you're just really the mood in here and the color temperature in here is so much different from in there. I just really like the effect. Let me do it again. I think I screwed it up. Okay, but yeah, let me take you into the bamboo grove. And I don't know about you, but I feel like the color temperature shifts to something warmer and it feels so different. And yeah, I wanted to add a bamboo grove, and I made like an exhibit for the Yuties here. And by using the mesh fence and these lights, I thought it would kind of fit with the, you know, the traditional vibe I was going for here. Here we have another exhibit for some very small creatures, but I just had to add them. The Sinosauropteryx, I gave them like a very long stretched exhibit that has this tiny little creek running through it, and I used, these are just some modded fences, these logs with the cables. I used them in here to, you know, pretend or to make some make-believe climbing stuff for the animals, because I feel like they look like they like to climb on things. And that's why I added a lot of rocks too, and some logs. Excuse me, logs in the river, in the creek they have here. I wanted this again to feel cozy, and so there is this little split section. On the one side we have the Yuties. There they are. It's a shame you can't sort of shift your focus and make the those mesh pieces be unfocused and you sort of look through them as you would in real life. That's just not how it works. But that is why I stopped using the mesh fence, just so we could have one look, unobstructed look onto this from here, because I like it and I think you should be able to see it without the mesh in front of your face. And so yeah, this is like the opposite side. We were like all the way over there when we started. And as you can see, there's another lagoon viewing dome that I'm going to take us to. It's just, let me just sprint through here because it's hidden away behind here, behind this Torii gate. I added a ton of Sinosauropteryx, and I added like a little diorama here too. I thought, you know, just to make it fit with this entry building to the attraction, because I have all these teeny tiny little sceneries in the exhibit, I thought it felt, it felt appropriate to put this here in front of here and not just cram another little dinosaur in here. So let's take a look. There we go. This is the view from down here. You can get a good look at the cascades. So yeah, I just really like the effect this gives. All right. Oh, there's some mist. I couldn't resist. I had to add hot springs, but I decided to give them to the Theris. There they are. And I think it kind of works. I struggled a bit with the mist we have because it's just a flat plane of mist and it doesn't go up, which is not what you want for the hot spring situation. So I had to turn them around and orient them in a way and combine them in a way so that you can't see from any perspective that it's just a flat plane of smoke, which was a little challenge, but I managed. And we're exiting the Bamboo Grove because this is now the Theri exhibit area. And I kind of stopped decorating here because I was like, I said to Rob, I am empty. I have nothing more to give. I need to stop building now and you should continue. So yeah, here we go. This is the view from here. And I'm sorry that all I have to show for today is an unfinished product. But this is the way. And I hope you still enjoyed this. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you when I was on foot. I put all of these teeny tiny little backstage areas everywhere. Like there's an access pass here for the zookeepers. Yeah, I showed you the Qianzhousaurus zookeeper house, but we have a second one that is right here, which is the Yuty stall. And also, I'm kind of proud about this. This whole river and the whole waterfall situation is fake. It's not natural. And I gave it a little teeny tiny little backstage area where I put the tiny waterfall into the bunker, the electricity thing, put it back here with a bit of path and a control center that has a backstage, like a passage that is fenced off, because this is the outside, this is the wilderness. We want to make sure that no one enters without our permission. And it's connected to the Tarbosaurus zookeeper house, and this is so cool. I just wanted to show you this. So yeah, and I put this here because Rob started this way behind my aviary. He put the same building, the control center, I think, and gave them this little backstage passage. And it was really cool when the park was still open to see, only the staff go through here and exit here. And they have like that tiny little private view into this aviary, which I kind of like. It's really cool. And I thought, you know what, on the other side, way here, over here, we need a second base. And so I put it here. So yeah, this is the fake maintenance shed where I guess the pumps are and filters and everything that make this little teeny tiny tourist attraction village kind of seem so serene and unreal because of this huge waterfall. And this is the little overview we have. There is like an aviary hatchery that I sunk into the ground, which is the Qianzhousaurus zookeeper house. And here's the little bamboo grove. There's another aviary hatchery sunk in. So this is the pretend Yuty zookeeper house. And this is the little space. Lovely little overview of the hot springs. I love how I managed to make the fog sort of creep up the walls, the rock faces. And so yeah, here we go. Stay tuned for our next time where I'm going to finish this section and go over, like this is in order, go over to Rob's channel, subscribe, because his next contribution to this project just blew me away. I literally screamed when I saw it the first time. It's so good. What he added is I'm so happy what he did. So please go subscribe to his channel. I promise it's worth it. Do it. With these last imploring words, I bid you farewell until next time. I hope you stay inspired and subscribe, like, and comment on this video because it helps me out. But anyways, thank you for watching. Stay inspired, guys and gals. Bye bye.